My name is Christopher Saunders, and this is the Connecticut Sports Talent Show, where we talk all things talents in Connecticut. And I head down to Danbury, and I'm going to Abbott Tech, and I've been there a couple times. I've talked to a couple head coaches and such, but I'm pleased to have on Tyler Meeks, a senior pitcher. I really appreciate you coming on, Tyler.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for having me.
It's fun being able to talk shop and baseball. I know we were just talking about the Yankees and all that. But you, as far as you're having a great season. The program 10-3 amongst the top teams in Class M, and Class M is a very, very competitive class this year.
Mhm.
And I'm sure we'll talk about that. But before we even get to the nitty gritty with all the baseball talk, Mother Nature has not been very kind.
Yeah.
The rain's been pretty gross. I mean, it's funny because there's days where, like right now, I don't know about you, but right now in Waterbury, the sun's out. It just rained like less than a half hour ago. It downpoured. It's like Mother Nature's like tempting with us, like she's pulling the shoestring on us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Today it's been raining. I get home from school around 2:30 and the sun's out. It was nice weather, sun's out, and then it just started downpouring again. But in result, we don't have practice, and now we got 4 games next week. So our pitching's
How
gonna be fun.
how tough is that, Tyler? And I'm sure throughout the last couple years, or even playing summer ball, there's days where it rains consistently, even during the summer, and
Hmm.
it's hard to get on the field for a week or two. But with it now being as I call it, the second half of the season, late, probably bottom of the sixth right now, as far as the regular season is concerned. You're getting to the dog days before the conference tournament play. You were telling me how there's potential. There's definitely going to be 4 games next week.
Yep.
And I mentioned how there could be even five. 4 games in one week for a high school team is a lot because of the pitching depth and such.
Yep.
I mean, is that something now as we get towards the end? Tomorrow's already Wednesday. Are you thinking about that?
I am, but if we had 4 games next week, I can be content with that because we had 4 games back to back weeks, and our goal is just to win out the week. Just win it out no matter how many games we have. We have 3 games, cool. Let's win 2 of them. If we lose one, that's okay. But our goal is just win out the week. But I'm not too afraid of 4 games because I know we have the pitching for it. But 5 games, that's a lot. I know we're definitely going to be exhausted towards
Mhm.
Wednesday, maybe Thursday, Friday. I know we're going to be exhausted,
Mhm.
but in pitching, that's the problem right there. Is our pitching depth.
Now, who amongst the non-pitchers may have to, who's someone that could pitch if they had to, that doesn't pitch? Maybe looks good at
Um,
like BP, or maybe if they're throwing about 30 or 40 feet. Who looks good?
we have. I could definitely have one of my friends, seniors. His name is Marcus. I
Mhm.
know he can give us 3, 4 innings, and then we have this freshman, Sean Torpy. I know he could definitely. I know he could pitch the whole game, but it's if he'll be accurate enough to do it.
Okay.
But yeah, I know they could do it and
Okay.
definitely help us out. So,
Good to know. Good to know. Now, as we look at kind of the whole, to try to look at the season through 13 games right now, you guys are 10-3. And
mhm.
as I mentioned just a couple minutes ago, amongst the top of Class M, and Class M's got, the Woodlands of the world and so on and so forth, as a team that plays in a tech conference, right? And I
Yep.
know the tech schools get a lot of smoke, right? They get it for
Yep. They do.
basketball, they get it I mean, I'm sure football, you guys must hear it a lot, right?
Yeah.
Um, is it something that kind of bleeds into baseball too?
Yeah. We get, oh, they're a tech school. They're nothing special. They're just tech team. Well, we've set records over the past 3 years a few times, and we've beat schools that no one else would think that we beat.
Mhm.
So it just goes to show we're not just a tech school. We're there to compete with anyone.
Mhm.
Like we like playing public schools. We love that because that just then the word gets around and it shows that Abbott Tech is not a tech school. They are a team that is there to compete with anyone.
Now, Abbott Tech, for people who may not know, and you could fill me in on this, because when I think of a tech school, I know Waterbury has Caner Tech, and
Yep.
they kind of draw from all over the place, right?
Mhm.
Because of them being, they're not a private school, but it's a tech school. You can go there for trades and
Yep.
be whatever you desire to be, a plumber, an electrician, which are very good jobs, especially now. There's not a lot of people that have trades. So if you can do a good job,
Yeah.
there's jobs for you, trust me. And I'm sure you know that.
Yeah.
Where does Abbott Tech draw as far as the kids? Is it kind of spaced around like Caner?
Yeah, it is. It's very spaced around. We have kids, of course, close, and then there's a few that are from Shelton, Monroe, and a few in Pomperaug, like that area over there. So yeah.
Wow, that's pretty. I mean, I don't know how far that is, but I would think even like coming from Southbury, where Pomperaug is, it's
Yeah.
a little bit of a drive, no?
Yeah, my friend, he says it's close to an hour. He lives in Southbury, yeah.
Wow.
But he makes the trip. He's dedicated. He loves what he's doing.
I was gonna say, he loves it then.
Yeah.
Loves the school, dedication. So, looking at kind of again, talking about the tech schools a little bit, um, do you and your teammates kind of take it not so much as an insult, and if you do, that's fine, I understand as you should, but the stigma of tech schools. Do you guys kind of take that to heart when you guys play?
Whenever we hear it, it pretty much like it fuels us because we don't like hearing it. No one else would like hearing it.
Mhm.
So, but when we hear it, our approach is smack the ball as far as we can. Let's strike out whoever said that or make a diving play. Make them be like, oh, yeah, they're actually this and that. But we don't like that.
I don't blame you, not one bit.
Hmm.
You've had a very good season so far, and I'm sure you could kind of sprinkle the stats on what you've done.
Yep.
Are you considered the ace of the staff?
I would say I am. Yes. I have the most innings pitched, most amount of strikeouts, lowest ERA.
Mhm.
I'm just, I'm doing pretty good.
Talk to me about kind of without giving up too much, if you can, like the pitches you throw and just kind of your overall makeup as far as when you take the mound every fifth day or just every time out.
Hmm. So usually once I go up there, like number one, number two batter, depending on if they're a righty, start them off with a fastball, and then I'll work in a slider and possibly even a two seam.
Mhm.
But if they're a lefty batter, they're getting two seamer changeup first pitch, and they're getting an up and in heater, and then back to either a two seamer changeup. They're not getting a single slider or a curveball. They're not getting any of that. It's going right in their barrel. I'm not having that.
So
But
when you
everything away.
face so when you face lefties, are you trying to pound in as much as you can, and then as you mentioned with the changeup, is your changeup something because right-handed pitcher, correct?
Hmm.
So as a righty, changeups typically go from the arm side, they kind of fade away per se.
Yeah.
Does
Yep.
your changeup do that?
Yeah. It dips. I would say like it dips low and in.
Okay. Oh,
Like
so
on a righty. On a righty, it would dip low and in. So yeah, low
okay.
way. Sorry.
And on a lefty, it would go in the same spot, but that would be on the backdoor side of the plate, so
Yep.
away.
Yep.
Okay, so that makes sense. So you pound in and in so much with that two seamer because I would think the two seamer rides into lefties,
Yeah.
away to righties, and then you throw the changeup because then now they're having to respect it, maybe back up a couple inches off the plate, and now you have them wailing. That's soft contact right to your third baseman.
Yeah. Usually it's a grounder, a third, or it's swing and a miss. They don't can't really piece it.
Okay. Now you mentioned the slider. Why is that a pitch that you typically don't throw to lefties?
Because where it lands, it's literally low and in on a lefty, and I know that's a lefty's favorite pitch.
Yep.
So I'm not gonna have them get that pitch and they just crank it. So that's why I don't really like throwing that unless I do a backdoor slider.
Mhm.
But I'm not a fan of the backdoor slider just because one wrong move, now it's right down the middle, and it's
It,
I
it
think
it's like a cement mixer almost. It just spins, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Um, Now lefty righties, which one do you feel like you struggle with the most if you had to pick?
Honestly, it doesn't to me, it doesn't matter who the batter is. It's once they're in the box, I just know like my approach and how to deal it.
Okay. Interesting. Good to know. Now your delivery, are you someone that has a full windup, an abbreviated windup, strictly from the stretch? Whereabouts are you from the bump?
Uh, I do. I like doing a wind up on the mound. I'm all the way to the left, all the way, and I like to go slow. I don't like to speed it up because if I speed it up, then I'm out of control. So I like to go nice and slow on my tempo, no one else,
Mhm.
and just do my thing.
So when you're on, so okay, so for people who are trying to see when you say to the left, now you're facing towards the batter. So you're already, so you're basically on what would be where left-handed pitcher's back foot would be, right? On the
Yep.
left side of the rubber, correct?
Yep.
So, and that's interesting because for a right-handed pitcher, typically, again, I could be wrong, but I know from when I was a pitching coach for Naugatuck, the righties typically would be in the middle to somewhere on the right side of the rubber.
Yeah.
Yeah, why are you so much? Are you on the left side because of maybe crossfire? You thrown across your
I
body?
I've tried the middle and going to the right.
Uh,
I just can't locate. I don't know what it is. I just cannot locate. But if I'm all the way on the other side, I
uh-huh.
can locate exactly where I need it.
So I'm just trying to picture your delivery and being on both sides of the rubber, right? I'm
Hmm.
almost thinking, so if you're on that right side of the rubber and you're missing terribly to the arm side, and it sounds like you don't have any command from that side, right?
Yeah.
So then you shift over to the left side of the rubber. It's almost like you want to move. So, okay, stay with me here. So let's say your fastball is missing by this much on your left side, on the right side of the rubber.
Yep.
If you move to the left, now it's then shifting over, and now your misses become back door to lefties, front door to right. Like, does that make sense? I
Yeah.
could see why you did that, right?
Yeah. It's it was it was mainly because of like my landing point. It's a little odd than normal people. My coach says if when they go up there, they think a lefty's throwing because of the way I land. But I'm just so comfortable with it that it just works. So I'm not gonna try to tweak it or do anything with it. So,
Mhm. Now, when they, when your coach says that when you land, it's like a lefty, what does he mean by that?
so how you're supposed to land is like heel to heel, but sometimes lefties, like my older brother, he would like stride his leg past the heel. And with me, I go before my heel. So that's why he says I throw like a lefty because I do kind of throw like how my older brother did,
Mhm.
but I don't know, just works. So I'm
I,
not gonna,
I was about to say it works.
yeah,
It's
I'm not gonna tweak anything or do anything. So,
if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
yep.
See, that's I've always believed every delivery in the years I've called games and watched games and seen games, no pitcher has the same delivery. Now you could
Yep.
say like Doc Holliday, who, when he pitched, right? He had a very unique delivery. I know Charlie Morton, who actually kind of mimicked his delivery to Doc
Hmm.
because of how his stuff played and such. So you can mimic it, but to be able to replicate a delivery, it's everybody has their own unique one, and it sounds like you
Yeah.
have your own unique one.
Yeah. No, you can try your hardest to try to look like someone else and try to do what they do, but you can't. You're your own unique person. You have to do your own thing. You can't try to copy someone else. It's never gonna work.
That's awesome to hear, man. That really is.
Hmm.
So, as we look towards the second half of the season, with the amount of games that are left, right? And I
Hmm.
know you're vying for a top seed because the higher you are as far as in Class M, then you hopefully will have a couple home games and such. And then
Yeah.
also the competition, you'll face 20, 30 seeds, whatever the number that they'll be.
Hmm.
But it's competitive. You've got Holy Cross. Rocky Hill was undefeated last time I checked. I mentioned Woodland. I think Ellington's up there too. Have you guys even looked at that yet, or is that something that's not even in the minds of you guys yet?
Um, we'll take a peek at it here and there, but that's not something that's like on our mind right now. Right now, we're so worried and so focused on the CTC championship because our goal is to get there again and take that trophy home one more time. But after that, then we're going to be so focused on states and all that. But right now, it's just all CTC. We want
When
to.
was the last time, or how many times has Abbott Tech won a CTC title?
Last year was the first year ever for baseball.
Really?
Yeah, and we've been there 2 years so far. My sophomore year and my junior year. I want to get there this year, and I want to bring that trophy home again.
So it's kind of like the Abbott Tech Invitational, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like Bama for football, although
Yeah.
most recently it's been Georgia.
Hmm.
Tables have turned a little bit. That's pretty cool. I mean, I've never been to a Tech baseball game, so shame on me.
Hmm.
But is there something unique about Tech baseball? I mean, obviously, I mean, I don't know, maybe dudes are hitting tanks and guys are throwing 90, but I feel like each conference has their own unique way of playing. Like
Yeah.
the NVL is kind of a mix between good pitching and some power, and then obviously the defense is there. I know the
Yeah.
SDX got probably 80 dudes committed D1, something like that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But with Tech baseball, what makes it so unique? What is it about Tech baseball?
With tech baseball, you're always gonna, no matter what level they are or what grade they're in, you're always gonna have a few kids that can rake when they're hitting, and you're always gonna have a few kids that can throw gas on the mound and are really good in the outfield, track balls like there's no tomorrow, and make diving plays and do all that. But you always have, I'd say, a few kids that just aren't like that, but that you can get on like every team though. So we're not really different from anyone else, but how our team is, we have our 1 to 9 guys can all rake. That's why we're so powerful right now. Because our whole lineup, no matter who's in it, we know can do a job, can hit the ball far, can drive into RBI, can get a 2-out hit. Because that's how you win games. 2-out hits, they're amazing. I love 2-out hits.
Except when you're on the mound, then you hate it.
Yeah, then I hate it. Yeah. But when we're hitting 2-out hits, they're awesome.
I can tell you the two things I hated when I pitched because I played all the way through college. Two things I
Mhm.
hated the most: the 2 out hits and walks. I don't care if it
Yep.
was a lead off walk, a 2 out walk, a 1 out walk, whatever it was. Those two things made me so mad, and I was already a head case on the mound.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Does that stuff bother you too?
Yeah, I hate it. It's like you just want to get that strike, and it's a like a 50-50 call, and the
Yeah.
umpire calls ball 4, and but if you throw that there again, he's gonna call it a strike. It's
Mhm.
like that's what I hate. It's like I'm not up there to strike anyone out. I'm up there to have them hit the ball because I rather have someone hit the ball than
Mhm.
them walk and take a base. But I'm
Also,
more
to the
contact
umpire.
person than anything.
Umpire as well. You always got to make sure you treat them well because
Yep.
if you show them up, you're not getting anything close.
Yeah, you're not getting nothing.
Yeah, that backdoor pitch or maybe that inside fastball that you just maybe nick the strike zone, you're not going to get it because you showed them up throwing your hands
Yep.
up.
But if it happens, I mean, if he calls a ball, it calls a ball. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm just gonna go up there. Cool, let's strike this kid out, or let's roll a ground ball. Now we can turn a double play. Like
Mhm.
it's fine.
Hey, Tyler, I appreciate you coming on. A lot of fun being able to talk with you about yourself and the Abbott Tech baseball team. Best of luck as far as what sounds like a hellacious week and a half, maybe more as
Mhm.
far as games. But looking forward to hopefully seeing you guys make a run and also not just CTC. It's hard to say that really quick.
Yeah,
And also to the state tournament as well. So best of luck.
yeah. Thank you.
No problem anytime. Now wrap things up here on the CT Sports Talent Show. So until next time, stay safe. Remember, CT stands for Connecticut Talent. I'm your journey, find them all. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody, and be well.